Hi, my name's Juliet and today I'm talking about text styles in Scrivener 3 for Windows. Okay, before we get into this topic, there is a caveat. The Scrivener 3 documentation recommends that you don't apply any styles to your body text, because this could adversely affect the compile function, or have no point because of the compile function. Because used as designed, that will overwrite any styles you've applied. Having said that, in the past I've always overwritten the set styles for my ebooks. I'll go into that in a future video when we get into the heavy topic of the compile function. But now there is the option to create paperbacks directly from Scrivener, so setting a specific font, for example, could be problematic. I will be testing all these things out at some point in the future and showing you the results. So styles, as before, are in the pull-down menu on the toolbar, and there are a number of standard options that you can choose. What you can't actually see in that list is that there are keyboard shortcuts that you can use, for some of them, if you want. There are three types of styles. Those that will change all the formatting for a specific paragraph, paragraph styles. Those that will only change a specific selection of text within a paragraph, character styles. And body text, which is the default no style. That's the one that doesn't affect compile. If I bring up the styles panel, you can see which of the styles fit into those first two categories. There's also a remove style at the bottom, which could be handy. So if you want to create a new style, you can use the plus button in this panel, or access the same settings via the Format menu, Style, New Style Selection. First, highlight some text and change it to what you want your style to be, so the font size, etc. Then click the plus button. First, obviously, you need to name your style. But you also have a lot of other options. You can add a keyboard shortcut. There are 4 there that you can use. As for the font options, font family means do you want to include the different font options such as bold and italic, or bold and italic. Font size, I think, is self-explanatory. The highlight box, well, that's up to you if you want the font to stand out in your editor. Then there's a next style option. So if after a title you always wanted a subtitle, you could specify that here. Once you've done all that, click OK and your style will appear in the list. Now let's try redefining a style. First, highlight the text and make the changes that you want. Click on the 3 little dots to get redefine style, or once again go up to the Format menu and Style, and then you get all the same options as previously, which you can change at your leisure. Honestly, I wouldn't change any of the pre-existing styles because they're there for a reason. If you want to make a change to one of them, create a new style from it and go from there. Right, let's get rid of that monstrous style, shall we? Phew, this video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I'll be testing out the effects of imposing specific styles on text, and then trying a compile, but that's a little way off yet. Tomorrow is First Look Compile Day. That should be fun. If you've subscribed, I'll see you there. That video might be even longer.